that's, typical with fentanyl overdoses and other drugs. My client Mary was a 22-year-old mother of an 8-month-old child named Ellie or Elizabeth, and she had a bad drug problem. She in high school met with the father of the child, met him up. It was the first real boyfriend she's ever had. And what she didn't know was he had a very bad drug problem, but he got into drugs very bad. They started dating, and within a month, she was trying things she's never done, from meth to heroin to all sorts of things. And it was a spiraling situation where she became pregnant. And for the first 8 months of that child's life, they were doing their best to, maintain being parents at their parents' house. But then sadly, one morning, early afternoon, actually, they woke up and the child was non-responsive in the crib, in a weird position, face down, kind of the foam cone, which is foam coming out of the mouth. That's typical with fentanyl overdoses and other drugs. What happened then is they rushed to the hospital on the way, but the child was already dead. And so the police are involved. They eventually would get officers to the apartment they all lived in with the paternal grandfather. And then the police are there. They catch the grandfather after he's already, destroyed some packaged up some evidence to throw in the trap. And then they are charged with the death of their child. The charge in Texas that was placed on them was, at first it was negligent homicide, which is only a state jail felony, which is 6 months to 2 years. But then they amended the charge to injury to a child causing serious bodily injury or death, which is a first-degree felony. And then they interviewed the parents. They were sobering up at the hospital, and they talked about buying fentanyl from somebody in the complex, bringing into the house. And, they gave statements where the dad said he played with the child that morning, which was very important later. There's no fentanyl found in any of the items that my client touched in preparing the bottles or anything like that. And then they did a cell phone extraction, and we found a picture of fentanyl residue on the father's thumbnail. And so, we were trying to show that the father was the one that had last contact with the child that had any sort of fentanyl nearby. And so it really was, was she responsible under the law parties or an accessory, as the jurisdictions call it. And that's the case in a nutshell.
Got it.